earlier in the week. Like, is wrestling fixable? And how do you fix it? Okay. Like, and again, I know y'all both thought about this, and once I said one or two things, and it has to be something like realistic or whatever. Like, oh, well, what they need to do is whip the territories back together. Like, that's not going to happen, obviously. It has to be something.
It has to be realistic for something that's fake. But sure,
but it is true though, Hutch, because again, the things wrestling's existed for 100 years, and the fact that it's not popular right now, this is probably one of the most cyclical, like, entertainment options. Where it's Marvel was really good for a bit of a time, and now it's cycling down to where it's not. At some point in time, it's probably going to get better again, probably, because it's just cyclical. It's just entertainment. Wrestling is super cyclical because sometimes it's been really hot, Monday Night Wars or whatever. Like, that was hot. WCW or NWA in 1987. Like, those are super hot times. And then 89 and 90 and all of that before the Monday Night Wars came. So it can be reignited. However, you're starting that fire from a much smaller pile of sticks here. There's not that many people in there to set it on fire. And I just don't know that it could get back. So I'm going to let y'all go. And, I'll share the two that I have. But, who wants to go first? How can wrestling be fixed? If it can be fixed.
The easy one, I mean, lowering the ticket prices would help. I mean, that would, making the prices lower perhaps might help. I mean, that's a cheap one. It's a cheap out, but yeah.
A subsidiary of that, which is not one of mine, a subsidiary of that is what I kind of talked on from before. Wrestling used to be for like kids and teenagers, and now it's kind of like comics. Like, you really can't participate in it unless you got some money, because the tickets are too expensive or whatever. And then if you look in the crowds or whatever, WWE is better obviously than AEW, but you don't see no like kids in there. I mean, if you do, it's little kids and then old ass adults, but like teenagers, like us, 16, 17, when War Games came out, you don't be seeing no teenagers out there. It's all little kids or basement dwellers, to be honest.
You like I like the big girls, and you like the little girls.
Exactly.
Aren't we the basement dwellers?
No, we are not the basement dwellers.
If the average 15, 16-year-old is trying to smooch, they ain't trying to watch some dude jump off the top rope.
We did. Wait, we're basement dwellers?
We're not normal.
I dwelled in the basement, I gotta say.
Yeah. Good to know. Brother Beavis, you got one? How they could save wrestling?
So
if they can fix it.
I think one issue I have is like, wrestling is a 3-hour show, and it's a lot of talking, it's a lot of commercials, but I think also there is no like mid-card there is no mid-card upper card like jobbers at any point. Like, they want you to believe that all the superstars are kind of belong there. And I almost wonder, like, if instead of, because it's on Netflix now, right?
Yeah.
What about instead of like, they want that live energy or whatever, but like that 3-hour show is the easiest way to put that on. But like the hour show with a main event and preliminary matches and selling what's coming up, just like you turned it on. Stay tuned, because this is the one thing that's actually worth watching. But we're gonna, we're gonna feature the stars, and we're gonna show you, we're gonna have some matches to get some people over, mid card or whatever. Maybe a change in format to like an hour wrestling show would be great. Like, I remember we watched the first Nitro, and it was an hour. It was like, this is amazing. They had a lot of matches on that, but it was like they like the tempo and the hype was up the entire time.
Yeah.
And now when you watch it, it's like the 20-minute promos, the 20-minute matches that it's people you don't care about,
right.
And the finishes are flat and it doesn't amount to anything. But like, I think, you got to have like the mid card guys that, occasionally Manny Fernandez is going to have a 2-week program with Ric Flair. And he's not going to win, but he's
Yeah.
going to piss Flair off and Flair will cut promos. And it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Or you got to have a couple weeks, 2 weeks where Ivan Koloff gets over on Dusty, and then Dusty, like you gotta, you need a mid card, a job squad, and an upper card. And you don't beat your upper carders all the time.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Maybe change the format, and particularly with attention span. Like they post the highlights to YouTube. Well,
Yeah.
like just make the show. Give me 3 1-hour shows instead of 3 hours.
Yeah, they'll put a clip on YouTube and be like, 2 million people watched it, but 2 million people didn't actually watch the show.
Right.
But they'll watch like that 7-minute clip.
But it's just like football and basketball too. I mean, even the real stuff, quote unquote, people don't watch the full games no more. They go to the red zone or they go to ESPN and just watch the clips.
Yeah, the young, that's for sure, and not just the young, but especially the gamblers. Yeah, I agree with that too. I just my first one when I put that out there, my first one that I think is a very tangible change that both companies could make that I think would help and would actually maybe draw younger people back into it, even though I'm wearing the shirt of somebody that I'm going to make fun of here. If y'all could just have fucking baby faces and heels now and no more cool heels, like none of that stuff, or a cool heel would be reserved for like the top guy maybe in the company.
Would you consider that the Attitude Era or the Stone Cold thing? Or
well, it started with NWO really. Well, Flair kind of started the cool heel thing, but he was always still a heel. But then, like the NWO made like cool, and Stone Cold made cool heels like the standard. And so now nobody really wants to be like. Now nobody really wants to get booed.
Babyface.
They don't want to. No, they don't want to get booed. Like everybody just wants. Well, I'm going to do this, but I'm going to go on social media and then tell you like I'm really a good guy and I'm feeding the homeless people or whatever. But I'm not really a bad guy. Like live the gimmick, to a point. Like make people care. Like I really want to see this mother blanker get his ass kicked.
Yeah.
Like
you think that's on the performers or the fans? Because there's a certain degree where the fans won't let a heel be a heel. Like Drew McIntyre is one like who consistently makes himself a heel no matter how much he gets over. But I think that's a rare skill.
Yeah, it's the company though. Like it's just the same thing. It's like, okay, I'm a heel, but I got theme music that people are singing. Like he didn't get theme music. Like it's become like a performance. I mean, it's already a performance.
Yeah.
It's become more of a performance.
Yeah.
Like a heel shouldn't come out to freaking hype music. Like nobody should be hyped up that he, coming out and singing their music. They're a heel, and then allow them to do heelish things. Yeah. Like because now, if I'm watching this, like wrestling at its base core is good guys, bad guys, and you want to eventually see the good guy prevail. Even as cynical teenagers, when we started to make that turn a little bit, you still kind of wanted to see your guy win, but do it in a heelish way. Flair pulls the tights, feet on the ropes, like something like you wanted to see it that way. Okay. And like now, it's just not that. It's just a bunch of moves. Nobody does heel shit because we're just watching the moves.
Okay, so I have I've a little bit watched because some of my friends that I whatever with now, they still watch this stuff, and I kind of whatever. Cody, Captain Cody now, he was a better chaser than he is with the belt.
Yes. Yeah. Agreed.
That's the same as Dusty. Like Dusty never had a long run.
Right. Yeah. It's better. Because it's better for the heels to have the belts. Like the chase is where the money is. It's where you get people behind you. That's where it is. And they don't have to have, I mean, now it's like a standard in WWE. You got to have like year-long runs as champion. That's crazy. But that's been my one thing. Well, like if you make it, bear it down to like there's clear baby faces. I think that would bring in more young people. Because that, it's simple to like figure out, okay, this guy's a good guy, this guy's a bad guy, and we can go from there. Like when you start to muddy the waters, it just becomes like I don't know who the fuck I'm supposed to cheer for in this
here's
match.
another muddy water thing. How many heavyweight champions are there in the WWE? About 3 or 4?
Well, technically 2, like world champions or what's the other one
right,
called?
world champion, super heavyweight. I mean, ain't there a whole bunch of? I mean, there's a lot of belts.
Yeah, that's a whole, and that would be something too to get rid of the belts as well.
Hardcore belts in this belt and that belt. I mean,
so I think there's two sides of this question: is how could you improve wrestling if it is what it is, and getting rid of the belts, bringing back tag teams.
Yeah,
that's an important thing. But like, how could you make wrestling like something that people today would be into? Is another part of the question.
Well, here's something too. All right, so when Thunder Lips, Hulk Hogan, fuck Hulk Hogan. Yeah, when he broke into the Rocky
you ain't off the hook
movies,
because you died.
Yeah. Well, whatever. Yeah. So when he was in the Rocky movies, and they bring in Mr. T, and that was something unique and different, and all this. Them worlds have merged together, and there's nothing special about it.
Yeah.
I
mean, and I mean WWE obviously very guilty.
You got one of your favorite. You got one of your best stars, John Cena, whatever. He comes out to the damn Oscars butt ass naked.
Yeah.
That was.
I mean, but I just. Are there too many celebrities in wrestling now? Yeah, probably a little bit. But
the wrestlers want to be celebrities, and the celebrities want to be wrestling.
I mean, and that was my other one. I think you have to. I know people, you can't do it now. You should probably bring back some version of kayfabe because, like that, like Unreal show on Netflix or whatever. Like you don't need to peel that curtain back, man. Like it's better. Okay, we're 16, 17 when War Games come out. We knew Santa Claus wasn't real, and we knew wrestling wasn't real, but we still enjoy Christmas and we still enjoy wrestling. Like we even though we didn't know like all the machinations that went about putting Christmas together from our parents' side, and how the Dusty was, writing the stories and putting himself in like we didn't know any of that, but we still enjoyed it. Like now, like they know everything that's going to happen. And that's like, there's no joy in that. But like, how can you enjoy it if you know exactly what's going to happen?
But you change the subject and put in Hollywood, put in football, put in anything. We now have all the information that you could ever need, right. and the shine has come off of everything.
Yeah, but football ain't suffering from no ratings. There's more people watching that.
Are you watching as much football as you were 10, 20 years ago?
It doesn't matter if I'm watching it. The freaking Super Bowl had 130 million people watching it. So somebody's watching it.
The kids are playing Madden. I'm not watching as much football, and I love it.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's just I just think that wrestling probably should have now it's a niche. I think they should have like probably a bigger niche than it does. It's always been a niche thing. Like it's always been, Hutch said it's one of the third, pillars of nerddom. And I agree with it.
It's still in the dark too.
Yeah, but now it's just like it's the nerdiest of the nerds at this point, Like at any point in time in your life, would you be like, man, anime and manga is bigger than wrestling? I would have never thought that.
Right.
And now it's not even close.
Right. Of the pillars, you could tell you might be able to tell your significant other, I'm going to an anime concert or anime festival. I'm going to a Dragon Con. I'm going to go see a football game or go see something. You tell your lady or play miniatures. You tell your lady friend you want to go to a wrestling match.
Yeah. I honestly, dude, I don't know. I think we're seeing the beginning of the end, and then WWE, once they sell it to Saudi Arabia or whatever, like I think that's gonna end it. Like I really do, and that'll be sad, but it seems like that's just the inevitable path at this point. Like it's just gonna get to the point where like this is what we're doing. We don't really care. The Saudis bought it. And we just roll people out there, and like even less people watch it now than that watch it, which is next to nobody at this point. So,
But I mean, it's kind of, but it's like everything else. I mean, yes, like I love UFC. I used to love boxing, and they got the same problems too. Everybody's got 4 or 5 different belts for each weight class.
Yeah.
And you're like, who, what? And then they try to bring back all these old fogies that, that no one wants to watch no 50-year-old people fight.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree with you. But yeah, it'll be interesting. Like this same time next year, I'll be very interested. It's going to actually, this time after WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia next year.